Hey, this is Dena. I'm the Discipleship Director of Thrive School. I'm reading through Proverbs right now, and I have a proverb that I think is just so accurate, so true of our time. Let me read it to you. Proverbs 19, verse 3. When a man's folly brings his way to ruin, his heart rages against the Lord. I gotta say, that is so true, not just of people out there, that is so true of me. When I find myself in a situation that is just so frustrating, just making me so upset, like the first person I cry out against is God. Like, God, why did you allow this? Why didn't you stop these circumstances? And so many times, I gotta tell you, he's just brought it back to, hey, Dena, what decisions have you made in the last week and the last year that have contributed to the situation that you're in? I hate being asked those important questions by God. But almost every single time, even if I think my hands are just completely innocent, God has shown me that there's sin in my heart, there's folly in my heart, and that it's not right to blame Him for the sin of man, especially my sin. Instead, the best thing for me is to turn and to repent. So that's a personal way that I read this verse. Sometimes when I am in a situation that is bad, instead of blaming God, I need to invite God to say, hey, how have you led your life in such a way that it's contributed to this bad situation you're in? But I also think it's an encouragement to us. As you go through life, you're going to meet a lot of people that are really angry at God. And honestly, sometimes that anger comes from a deep place of hurt through circumstances that they have absolutely no control over. And I think there's a way to process that pain. But there is a different kind of hurt that sometimes people have. And that's the hurt that this proverb is talking about. A hurt when someone is in a situation that they have caused, but they want to be upset that God didn't rescue them from their folly. And I think we just need to be aware as we're going through the world and meeting people who are angry at God, I think we should always listen to their story, but we need to listen with wisdom. And while it's not quite appropriate to ask them the question like, hey, what have you done to contribute to this situation? That's more a personal question for you or a question for a close friend. I think it's just important to just check our hearts and not jump into the mess with them. Not directly jump in and say, I too am angry that God has allowed this to happen. Because the truth is, we don't know why God has allowed things to happen. But we know one of the reasons that God allows things to happen is because He values human freedom. And so often humans use their freedom to bring about a world that is destructive and bad. So let that caution your heart as you find yourself upset with God, or you find yourself processing situations with other people who are upset at God. Just ask the question to God, is there anything I've done that has contributed to this situation? And don't necessarily ask the other person, but ask God, hey, as I'm helping this person navigate their anger towards you, is there anything that they've done that has contributed to this situation? If so, I'm just going to pray that they would find a better path, a better way that will lead them into the place that they want to go, which is a better situation, better circumstances. And ultimately, what our hearts, all of our hearts crave for is peace between man and peace between us and God. I hope that gives you some wisdom to think about as you go throughout your day and that it encourages you.